Whether you're a pro athlete or a weekend warrior, whether you sit at a desk all day, whether you go to CrossFit and flip truck tires, or whether you run or bike ride, or whatever it is that you do, posture is the stabilization point of how you can get better health and sustain it in the future. Just because something's going good doesn't mean you have to not do anything to keep it that way. Even if you're just someone that carries your stress in your shoulders, your neck, your back, because you're sitting at a desk all day, the coach's door is open for everyone. This information is important for you.
Hey, fitness and health fans, it's game on with another episode of the Sporting Good Posture podcast. Get Coach Marghella's advice from the sidelines as he helps you crush your game, no matter what health or fitness game you play.
Hey, I'm Coach Marghella. I'm sporting good posture. What are you sporting?
Hey, Coach Marghella, what's your advice today?
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sporting Good Posture. This is Coach Marghella here, and this is the kickoff to season 2. Yes, we've made it. We've done 23 episodes so far, and I'm really excited to share some things with you. It's been a whirlwind this past year. I've had a lot of things going on. Back in October, I moved my office, and I was able to join into a phenomenal practice, and it's allowed me to add more services. It's allowed me to add more staffing and more space and just provide better services for the community of Nashville and the surrounding areas. And I'm really glad I did it because it allowed me to have a better facility and also have people with me that are making me better and I can bounce ideas off of. So it really has been a great move for me. I know the patients are getting better with some of the services we have that I didn't have at my old office. So one of the things that we now have is a brand new digital x-ray machine that we got just a couple weeks ago, and it allows me to have the x-rays pop up within 5 seconds of me taking them, which is amazing, and I'm able to better educate the patients and really show them in real time exactly what's going on. The other cool things that we have are spinal decompression. That was something I wanted for a long time, and now I'm able to provide that. We have 2 tables in the office, and we're able to use those to help with disc compressions, sciatica, tingling in the hands, tingling in the feet, disc bulges, herniation, stuff like that. And then also K-laser. And the K-laser is an excellent treatment for any kind of injury, whether it's sports injury, whether it's whiplash from car accidents, whether it's plantar fasciitis, knee tendonitis, rotator cuff tendonitis. It just works for just about everything. And a lot of professional athletes actually use that in their training facilities. Just to name one offhand, the New York Yankees have that in their training room, and they use it on all their pitchers and all their athletes that get hurt. So we wanted to provide top-notch services for our patients. So the K-laser was definitely something that we wanted to add in the office. On top of that, they're also stationed in Franklin, Tennessee, which is where our practice is. So the facility that they do the trainings at and make all the equipment is just about 10 minutes away from the office, which is pretty cool too. The other thing is obviously we're still doing the lipo laser, and that's been going on for 6 years now. We've helped almost 2,000 patients lose weight in inches with that lipo laser service. And 6 years ago, I was looking at what I could provide for my patients to really help them lose weight in inches without them taking dangerous drugs like phentermine or, doing some risky liposuction surgeries or some of the other things that are out there. And we're able to provide that service with no pain, no side effects at a much better cost than it would be for doing surgery and a lot more lasting effect than just taking drugs and doing fad diets. So I'm happy that that's going well, and we've helped a lot of people get to their goals. Also, I added custom orthotics and have really made that a big part of the practice. So the custom orthotics are something that has been a stigma for a long time because people usually think of them as bulky and they don't fit in my shoes and they're uncomfortable. But I've gone with foot levelers, and I had used a couple of companies before that, but I'm really happy with the service that Foot Levelers provides, and they really have a lot of research and development over the last 60 years. And over the last few years, I've been able to help thousands of patients with their foot problems as well as the imbalances that occur because of the problems in the feet. For those of you that have listened to some of the other episodes, we've talked a lot about the posture of feet and how important it is in the overall structure of your body and the imbalances that happen because of the imbalances in the feet. And I'm able to provide those now. There's ones that they use for tennis shoes. There's ones that they use for flip-flops, dress shoes, flats, heels, basically any shoe now can have an insert and it can properly fit in there, as well as adding a lift if somebody has a short leg on one side. And it's really been a great service that we've added to the office. And I've been able to work with them for the last few years and seen a huge difference. I'm finding patients are holding their adjustments longer and just feeling better overall. Pain that they had is going away. Pain that they had for years is getting better within a matter of a few days. And it's pretty amazing. I'm looking forward to this season because we've added a lot of guests on the show. I've added people that are really good alliances for what I do as a healthcare provider. And I'm looking for other like-minded people. As far as some of the recent episodes, we have had Katie Coben on, and she's at Franklin Pure Bar, and it's a great alliance because she thinks just like we think with posture. Posture really is the foundation of everything that we're doing here, and Pure Bar is an awesome asset to what I do as a chiropractor to help people gain posture and also just get back in shape and do it in a safe way that, if they've had problems in the past lifting weights or doing other conventional workouts. Kyle Casserly is another one that I've talked to recently. We've had an episode with her, and she does yoga, and the yoga studio that she has is really awesome as far as helping people get back their posture as well and work on their core strength. And it's another safe way that we're able to help people gain back their posture and get back their health. I've had some other guests on in the past. I've had D1 on here. They're a great facility as far as, looking for that upper echelon of athletes and training. We've talked about Defiance Fuel. We've talked about some of the things that Defiance Fuel can do as far as rehydrating the body and how great water is and how important it is to have water that makes your body alkaline, actually cleanses and detoxifies it and rehydrates it after workouts. And it's really important to do that. So over the last year, the most significant advance I've made on the show is the evolution towards posture and the unifying effect that posture has on my practice, as well as relaying health to all my patients and all my listeners. And posture really is the foundation of everything that I do. And if you've noticed, we've rebranded the show over the past year from Sporting Good Fitness to Sporting Good Posture, because I've found that really is the foundation of health and fitness and every other aspect of life. And if you've noticed some of the last episodes I've done, we've really dug deep in on how posture affects everything from sitting, standing, sleeping, to your golf swing, to working out, to really everything that you do. Bad posture is a symptom of poor health, and the underlying things that happen because of poor posture, the way your head sits on your neck, how everything really aligns from the bottom up. That was a big reason why I've added foot levelers to my practice. The custom orthotics are huge, and if your balance is always off, it's something that is never going to be fixed because you're always turning your foot in, or you're always bending your knee in, or your hips are unlevel. The foundation is so important, and that's the way that I've helped a lot of people, a pair of orthotics, and it really balances out the whole body. And I'm going to expand on that this year. I'm going to go more into some of the injuries that you've seen. We've seen Tiger Woods come back from significant injuries. Just recently, Kevin Durant went down with an Achilles problem from the NBA Finals. We've seen some other athletes just have these chronic injuries. I'm big into fantasy sports, and I watch football, baseball, hockey, and basketball religiously. I'm a season ticket holder to the Predators. I go to a lot of Titans games in the Nashville area, so I'm really tied into that. And on top of that, I enjoy fantasy sports, so I follow these athletes a lot, and I know as a healthcare provider a lot about their injuries. It affects the way that I manage my fantasy teams because I have a better insight onto their injuries than most people do because I know exactly what's going on. And I usually can see some injuries coming, and I can see some things that, if these guys come back too early from their injuries, I'll know that they're not going to have the season that they had the season before. Accumulation of injuries, whether it's an athlete or just the regular person. I've talked about it with, if you've listened to other episodes, the posture of all facets of life. Just a few episodes ago, birth is the start of those accumulation of injuries. Birthing process is a very traumatic event, and it just starts from there. It goes into toddler years. I've talked about that and gone on to sitting in school and playing sports, getting older, getting into car accidents, playing more sports, having injuries, and then sitting at a desk, and then all of a sudden your body breaks down. And I've gone over, the timeline of that. And most people think, oh, it's because I sit at a desk, or oh, I bent over today and I went to pick up that, box off the floor. I went to go tie my shoes and my back went out. Well, it's not the case at all. Very rarely is it going to be that one thing that caused that problem. Unless you're in a major car accident or major sports injury, usually it's that slow accumulation of small injuries and small damage to the body that all of a sudden your body breaks down. Whether it's in your mid-20s, 30s, or whenever it happens, it's going to happen. And the idea is to have better posture and be ahead of the game. So ultimately, this lifetime of accumulated injuries has predisposed you to be more injury prone. And the chances of you having more problems in the future are a lot more likely because your posture's off and you're just unhealthy in general. When you decide that you want to fix your posture, that's the baseline of how you fix your overall health. So what does this all mean to you? Well, whether you're a pro athlete or a weekend warrior, or whether you sit at a desk all day, whether you go to CrossFit and flip truck tires, or whether you run or bike ride, or whatever it is that you do, these are the things that are going to impact your health. And posture is the stabilization point of how you can get better health and sustain it in the future, because posture is really the foundation of all aspects of health. And that's really the component I want to plug in for you. So how am I going to help you do all this? Well, it's exactly what I'm doing right now. It's through my podcast. I'm going to keep coming up with episodes that really impact your life, that are really relevant to what you're doing on a daily basis. I'm going to help you again with all the services that I've added to the office and all the new technologies I've been looking into as well. The spinal decompression, like I said before, is huge, and that's something I didn't have before. Now I'm able to better fix these disc problems that I wasn't able to fix as well before. The custom inserts are always evolving and they're getting better and better, and I'm going to be looking at new ways to help people with all aspects of their shoes and really help them have that true foundation of better health by stabilizing their feet. K-laser, again, for all the sports injury I've seen, all the car accidents I've seen. I've had a lot of left shoulder injuries over my life, from torn rotator cuff to separated shoulder. A lot of those things healed with adjustments and the K-laser. It's been huge for me. Knee injuries, I've had plantar fasciitis. I've had it all. So when someone comes in, I know how to help these injuries because I've had mostly all of them, and I'm dealing with them still. My low back, I've told you before, the reason I got into chiropractic is I had low back problems in high school, and it really led me to getting better and realizing the true way to get healthy is fix the cause of the problem. And in the low back, for me, that's a huge problem. And I want to help you learn more ways how to do that. The lipo laser, it's always evolving. One of the new things that I'm looking into is you can use the lipo laser for neuropathy. So if you have pain down the legs, down to the feet, numbness and tingling, if you can't feel your toes, if you're having problems with balance, the lipo laser is helping a lot of people. And it's really a huge way that I've helped people on top of the weight loss part of it. And I'm always looking into new things. We've looked into possibly doing blood testing in the office to help you figure out better diets and better things that you can do genetically for your body's predisposition to certain things. And we'll figure that out as we go through, some more of these episodes. One of my other goals this year is really trying to help people learn more about sports, whether they're just a weekend warrior, like I've said before, or if they're, looking to go pro, to get some guests on, that are pro athletes. It's just people in actually the pro industry that can really help give some good advice and to help you realize what it takes to get to that level, or just in general to stay healthy if you're just doing it for fun on the weekends. I always end each episode that the coach's door is always open. But that doesn't just necessarily apply to sports. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be an athlete to come see me. Even if you're just someone that carries your stress in your shoulders, your neck, your back, because you're sitting too long at a desk all day, I'm still able to help you. The coach's door is open for everyone, not just athletes. And I really want to help the entire community get better health. And like I said, whether you're a pro athlete or whether you sit at a desk all day, this information is important for you. And on a personal level, there's a lot of things going on this year. My kids are getting older. My youngest, Everly, is 4 now. She'll be 5 in September. She'll be starting school next year. My oldest, Gianna, is 8, and she'll be going into 3rd grade in the fall. They're just phenomenal girls. They love gymnastics is the new thing that they're into. And I love to go down there and watch them at practice. All over the house, they're doing gymnastics, doing flips, doing cartwheels on the carpet. It's really fun to watch. I just enjoy that because I love sports in general. So whatever sport it is, I'm glad that they're getting involved with that. And the other good thing is I'm a chiropractor. So some of the injuries they've had over the last year doing gymnastics, I've been able to help them. It's just cool to be able to help them and fix those injuries right away when they get them. Another cool thing is that this year is my 10-year anniversary being married to my wife, Jama. I met my wife actually in Nashville 12 years ago when I moved here, and I didn't know anybody, and I ended up going downtown trying to meet people, and I ended up meeting them at the Tin Roof downtown in Nashville, and I just went up to them, and they actually were on a kickball team. I started going to the games that following week because I asked them to be on the team, and they let me on the team, and that's how I met my wife, and we've been together ever since. So with kickball and gym class, don't take it lightly because you might meet your spouse that way. So it's pretty cool. And we'll be celebrating 10 years in September, actually September 18th. And the funny thing about September 18th is it's also the anniversary of the first chiropractic adjustment. So it's one way that I don't forget my anniversary because I always remember the anniversary of the first adjustment in chiropractic. The other thing that's happening just today actually is we're getting a little dog. And we're going to name her Lavender. She's an Australian Shepherd and Poodle mix. She's about 9 weeks old, so I'll be talking more about her in future episodes. It's the first time we've had a dog, and everybody's really excited. And I wanted to wait till my kids got a little older so they could help a little bit with the dog. So I think we're all ready now. So we're going in about 3 hours and picking up the dog, and I think it's going to be a great adventure for everybody. So I'm really excited about that. And to update everybody that listened to episode 21 about my lawn, it took a lot of work, it took a lot of consistency, and it's finally back to the way it should be. And, it's just a good lesson that I learned about not getting lazy on things because something's going good doesn't mean you have to not do anything to keep it that way. I need to water the lawn and be consistent with it because you just never know when something might change, and now all of a sudden the lawn's dead and 6 months of work went down the drain. So same thing with my back. I make sure that I keep that healthy because I want to be healthy for my patients. I want to be healthy to work out, and I want to be healthy for my family so I can help them with their gymnastics or, take them down to the pool or go do some activities, go on the boat with them, things like that. My father-in-law just got a boat this year, so we're able to go out on the lake every week now in the summer. It's awesome, and we can take the kids out. We go tubing, wakeboarding, and I'm excited for that. And we started doing that, a few weeks ago when the summer hit. And these are all things that I'm looking forward to this year, and I'll be sharing those more with you as we go through the year. So for you loyal listeners, it's been a long journey, and I'm hoping to get better for you. I'm hoping to have more guests on and do more episodes that are really relevant to what you're dealing with in life. And I appreciate you sticking with me and listening to these episodes. It really means the world to me. Doctor truly means teacher, and I really want to help the community get better with their health, especially focus on posture. And that's the way we're going to be going this year, is looking at how posture affects, all aspects of life. And I thank you for listening every week. You can contact me on Instagram
at Sporting Good Posture.
Tell me what's going on, and I'll tell you what I think. And I look forward to helping you on your journey to health. Remember, the coach's door is always open. This is Coach Marghella. Thanks for listening.
The Sporting Good Posture podcast is a broadcast wellness production powered by Ideal Health and Wellness Center. All content copyright 2019, all rights reserved. Executive producer Frank Sardella. Dr. Marghella appears courtesy of Ideal Health and Wellness Center in Cool Springs. For more information, visit sportinggoodposture.com or follow Coach on Instagram at sportinggoodposture.
You better get that lawn back in shape. Otherwise, you'd be building a doghouse out in your backyard.